Hello there, grade 4. For today, we are going to review about basic division. Okay? So before we start, just to show you the logic about division, we have two set of friends. We have one friend that is written in yellow and the other one in red. Okay? We have two groups. Both groups have three members. So friend 1, friend 2, friend 3. What they don't have in equal is the number of candies. Okay, so for the first group, which is the yellow group, no, they have 18 candies. And if we are going to distribute the candies to these three friends, we are going to give it one by one to them, counting 1 to 18. Okay, so for example, distributing 18 candies to friend 1, 2, and 3 in the yellow. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, if you notice that we were able to distribute the equal amount of candies to each friend. Okay, let's try to count that in total. We have one for friend 1, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For friend 2, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For friend 3, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So equally. Okay, and in division, we can actually write that as 18 candies divided by the number of friends. Okay, so that's equivalent to 3. And since each friend was able to get 6 candies, so that means that 18 divided by 3 is equivalent to 6. Okay? There are also situations like here in the red part. Okay? They have 20 candies. Let's try to substitute that as well. I mean to distribute rather. Okay, to distribute. We have 20 candies, distributing it to each friend in the red area. We have, so all we have to do now is to count 1 to 20 lang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if you notice, we now are cut short. Okay, we don't have enough candy to give to to 3, to friend number 3 in red, to make the amount equal. So in this case, you cannot put this amount there. Else, if we are dealing in real life, no, number 3 will feel bad. Of course, number 3 will say, "Oh, why do they get to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candies? Why, and while I only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candies?" Diba? That would be sad. Kasi nga hindi to kasali, hindi to sa kanya. So, technically what's happening here is that we do not include these values along. So, they all each get 6 pa rin. Okay, just to take note of that. We have 6 here, 6 here, and 6 here. But we have an extra of how many earlier? Diba we placed 1 here and another here. So, that's a total of 2. We have 2 extra. This is the logic of it, okay? I'm just showing you the logic. I know you already know how to divide, but this is just the logic of dividing. So, we can also say earlier, 18 divided by 3 is 6. While here, since we are talking about 20 candies, so the equation should be 20 divided by 3 equals basically 6. But, if you notice that we have an extra, and in division, what is the proper term for that? Extra in real life and in mathematical terms, it means remainder. And the remainder is noted as an R in division. So we can safely write an R, a big R or a small r, and write the extra amount of candies left. So that's 2. So we can now say that 20 divided by 3 is 6, remainder 2. Okay? So if you notice that we have these two situations here. One, there's no remainder in the yellow. We were able to distribute all 18 candies to 3 friends without having any extra candies. While in the red area, we distributed 20 candies to 3 friends in red. Unfortunately, we were able to get an extra candy. Okay, so one way to divide is without having a remainder, while the other one is having a remainder. Okay? So, ganyan lang yan. That's the basic of dividing. Distributing, substituting, parang dinidistribute natin. So, that's basically division. Okay? So, doing the proper way, let's say, for example, we have 6,245 divided by 5. Okay, the basic. There are processes that you have to remember. Okay, others tend to make you remember as daddy, mommy, sister, and brother. Okay? Kasi nga, ano yung ibig sabihin nun? We have daddy, starts with letter D. We have mommy, starts with letter M. We have sister, that starts with letter S. And we have brother, that starts with letter B. And this symbolizes the signs, such as division, multiplication, subtraction, but for B, it means bring down. Okay, but sometimes kids tend to mix up the terms, such as daddy, mommy, sister, brother. They might get it mixed up. What if they will say mommy first and then daddy next, or sister first and then mommy next? So, ano mangyayari? You will basically mix things up. So, another easier way for you to remember, since you are from Metanoia, you're familiar with the term, with the science cartoon, The Magic School Bus. Okay, it's just that in this case, I will not spell the as the, but instead the as the A. The Magic School Bus. So if you note, we have DMSB. Okay? Don't take it literally in terms of English that I misspelled the as the, but this is a better way for kids, for you to memorize. Kasi nga, with my experience in teaching there in Metanoia, this helped most students, okay, in remembering how to do the process of dividing. Okay, so ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng first process such as divide? Of course, you have to divide 6,245 with 5. But of course, you don't want to do that right away. This is one situation in division in which you can get the first digit, which is in this case, I'll just erase this part here so that we won't get confused. I'll just leave the initials, the MSB, and what they mean. Okay. So we can take the first digit, which is 6, and divide it with 5. What's 6 divided by 5? Or in other words, how many 5 will fit 6? Okay, so there's 1. 1 times 5 will give you 5. Erase ko na lang to dito, okay, to avoid confusion. So after dividing, what do? We multiply. Yun na yung kanina. 1 times 5. After multiplying, we subtract. 6 minus 5 will give you 1. After subtract, what do? We bring down. Bring down what? The next number to what you divided with 5, which is 2. Bring down 2 all the way here with the answer from subtraction. Okay. Now, taking the number that you have now, which is 12, all you have to do now from bring down, you go all the way back to division. So what's 12 divided by 5? Or what? How many 5 will fit 12? Okay, so the answer is 2. After division, we do multiplication. 2 times 5 will give us 10. And after multiplication, we have subtraction. 12 minus 10 will give you 2. And we have, after subtraction, we have bring down. Bring down what? The next number, which is ang 4. 24 divided by 5 is what? 4. 4 times 5 will give us 20. Okay, doing the process, nire-repeat lang natin lahat. Going back to division, and then multiply again, and then subtract again. 24 minus 20 will give us 4. So after subtracting, we bring down again. What are you going to bring down? The next number, which is in this case is 5. 45 divided by 5. Kasi nga, after bringing down, you go all the way back to division. So, and we have 45 here. 45 divided by 5 will give you 9. 9 times 5 will give you 45. Okay, just to remind everyone, after this one, 45 minus 45 will give you 0. Is there any number that you can still bring down? None. So this ends the process. We have a remainder of 0. There's none. But you don't have to put that. Okay? No need to put remainder 0. Okay. So our final answer will be 1,249. Okay. Now, just to remind you pala, like what I've said earlier, to do division properly, you have to master the multiplication process, since division is just the opposite of multiplication. Okay? Ganun lang yan kadali. Opposite lang yan sila. Okay. Now, let's try to have another one. Randomly, let's say we have 4,376 divided by 5. Still 5. Okay. So earlier, if you notice, after dividing the first number, you were able to divide it properly. No, but in this case, if you listen closely, taking the first number will give you 4 divided by 5, correct? And if you notice that 5 won't fit in 4, which means it is not possible. There are two ways to do this. First is to just put 0 and just continue with the process of the magic school bus. Okay? Pwedeng ganyan. You can proceed to 0, or you can take 43 immediately. Since you know that 5 won't fit in 4, so you take the next number after the first digit that you're going to divide, so that it will have a partner. So that after doing so, you will have a bigger number now by 5. I mean compared to 5. Okay? You can take 43 immediately and divide it by 5. But the proper way, official way, is this one. Kailangan natin dumaan sa proper process. Okay. So that's 0. And after dividing, we are going to multiply. 0 times 5 will give you 0. 4 minus 0 will give you 4. Bring down 3. See? The same lang. 43. We ended up the same. The same pa rin. 43 divided by 5 will give you 8. Okay, assuming that you already mastered the multiplication process. Since this is just a tutorial or a refresher course, kumbaga. So, bibilisan ko lang ng konti. Okay, 43 divided by 5, tapos na pala, 8. 8 times 5 will give you 40. 43 minus 40 will give you 3. Bring down 7. Okay, so if you're confused with the process, panoorin niya lang yung first part kanina. Nandun lang yung process ko, step by step. 37 divided by 5 will give you 7. 7 times 5 will give you 35. And 37 minus 35 will give you 2. Bring down 6. 26 divided by 5 will give you 5. 5 times 5 will give you 25. And if you notice that we now have a remainder of 1. So which means we can now write that 4,376 divided by 5 is 875, remainder 1. Okay, you don't need to put the 0 there technically. Okay, especially if you're already expressing it as an answer. Okay, so yan lang yung basic division natin. So for the remaining pages after this one, all you have to do is to combine what you have learned in rounding off. Okay, rounding off to the nearest tens. Kasi yung remaining pages nyo is all about rounding off. Sa page, kasi for the first page, page 47 and 48 are all division. So the same yung ginagawa natin ngayon. Yan ang gagawin ninyo ngayon. After 48, you have 49 and 50. For 49 and 50, it's basically the same. It's just that in this case, you are supposed to round them off first to the nearest tens. Okay? For page 49, yun ang gagawin nyo. For page 50, yun lang din. All you have to do is to round off to the nearest tens. Yung sa letter B naman, yung sa page 50, all you have to do is to take, to round off the nearest tens, yung sa kwan lang, yung sa dividend lang, not the divisor, only the first number. Okay? So, yan lang ang gagawin ninyo for today. And, meron pa pala yung page 51 and 52. So, that's all. 51 and 52 are basically similar to pages 49 and 50. Okay? And the word problem, gagawin natin yan sa Wednesday. I will answer some numbers there and the rest kayo na sasagot. Okay? So, that's it for today.